All right. Hey, your next comic coming to the stage runs shows all over the city. Please start clapping now for Jalisa Robinson.
Oh, you was ready. Okay. How y'all doing? What's up? Good evening. Yes. Is COVID over? You, the one dancing. Is COVID over? Yeah, it's over? Kind of? Okay, yeah, it's not. Per science. But it is over for like all intents and purposes, right? Like it's like HPV now. Right? It's like we all got it, grow up, you know? That's how I feel. I like to ask that question at shows. Last week at a show, I asked that question. I was like, is COVID over? I asked it to a couple. It was a guy, 24, sitting next to his fiance. He was like, yeah, it's over. I was like, why is it over? He's like, well, it's been a long time. I was like, that's not how over works. Also, good luck on your marriage. Somebody should tell him. But I do like that we're not in a lockdown anymore. That's very fun. I like that we're not locked down. Like, I like seeing all of your faces. This is very cool. Every so often, I have to do a show in like a parking lot, and I'm like, it's the end, you know? That's how I feel. Like, do you guys remember when the sky was red? Do you remember that shit? Yes. Okay, if you're not from the Bay Area, the sky was red. All right, we didn't make it up. I remember where I was. I was laying in bed next to my ex. He's my ex now, but he was also my ex at the time. Because it was lockdown, right? CDC was like, no new friends. I was like, old friends. And I woke up and I looked out the window. I saw that the sky was red. And I looked at my ex. And I looked at the sky and I looked at my ex. And I was like, I'm in hell. So I made it. It's whack. No, but I do like that we're not in lockdown anymore. But the one thing I do miss my lockdown activities, right? There was no comedy, so I had to figure out creative ways to entertain myself. So what I would do, because I started lockdown in San Francisco, what I would do is I would just like run around the streets and scare white people. That's what I would do. Yeah, I would like jump out of the bushes. I'd be like, these are my streets. I did a lot of that, so very fun, very fun. Anybody single in here? Clap if you're single. Okay, it's pretty low for freedom, but that's all right. It's cool. Clap if you're in a relationship. Okay. It's a little better, but you know, it's for love, so weird. I'm single. I'm single because I'm a comedian, and that's a red flag, okay? But here's the thing, if you know that I do comedy and you want to date me, I also consider that a red flag. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? I also like to date a certain type of guy, right? Like, I like to date a certain type of man. Like, I like to date a guy that's like more confident than me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm on stage holding a microphone. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not a lot of space up here, right? It's like just Kanye West, you know? I once dated this guy for a few years. This is a true story. I once dated this guy for a few years. This is something he would say out loud. He would be like, it's so hard being the smartest in the room. It's so hard being the smartest in the room. You know, I graduated top of my class. And then later I found out that class was a high school class. Right? Small town, 80 students. I'm like, room, you're the smartest in the closet at best. I did date this guy who was very smart. He's very book smart, but he didn't have any common sense. Anybody else in here like dating an engineer? Yeah, you're in here. He was very, very book smart. He didn't have any common sense. We moved into our one-bedroom apartment together in San Francisco, and he was white. This is important for the story. And he's also still currently white. You gotta stay white the whole time. I don't know. I don't make the rules. But we moved into our one bedroom. When he woke up one morning, he had this huge pimple that had developed in the middle of his forehead, and he had a very important job interview. He was like, hey, Jalisa, can I use some of your makeup? to cover up my pimple. And I was like, oh my God, Tyler. No. Right, like there's no shade of white that you could be to use my makeup. And I get it, it's supposed to be cute, right? Like he didn't see color. But also this man was asking me to apply blackface to him. Before a job interview. So I did it. I was single during the lockdown. Was anyone else single during the lockdown? Go ahead, clap. Yeah, obviously, girls. Well, I mean, we were vibing in the beginning, but like, you know, look inward. No, single during the lockdown was hard, right? You could see us. We were the ones dressed very nicely to go get our to-go orders. So you could see us in the street. I remember I got a little desperate. This is second lockdown in San Francisco. I was in this grocery store buying groceries, right? When I buy groceries, I don't talk to anybody. I just buy my groceries. I talk to the cashier. I get the fuck out, as you should, okay? So I'm buying my groceries, and this man walks up to me, and he asks for my number, and I give it to him because I am desperate, all right? And also, right, like in my defense, we were in Whole Foods. Right, I was like, this will be good for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's an investment into my future, okay? This is what happened. A couple days later, this man texts me from his email address because he did not have a phone. Yes, this is what happened. So when he asked for my number in the grocery store, he actually pulled out a paper notebook to write it down. And when I saw that, I wasn't like, oh, this man doesn't have a phone, right? I was like, wow, he must have a lot of ideas. So, that's it for me, you guys. Thank you. I'm just Jalisa Robinson.
Hey, keep it